Hello, 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 everybody. What's going on? Happy New Year. I hope you guys are doing well. Get started right away here in the first weekly game plan for the week, first of the year. I hope you guys are doing well. And let me know where you guys are tuning in from today. We shall get started shortly here. I will share my screen here. All right. So we are going to finally get the full trading week for 2026 starting on Monday. So on Monday, by Monday, the smart money and the guys that move the market are going to be back in the office. So we are going to get regular trading action with proper volume and proper trading action, right? The last couple of weeks have been like very small volume, low volume action. So I believe that this coming week here, we are going to see a very good trading action here in the markets. So is the market going to rally or is it going to sell off this week? So that is what I'm going to discuss here today. And nice to see that you guys are tuning in today. So let me know where you're tuning in from. Put in the chat which city, which country you're tuning in from today. And then we shall get started shortly here. Just wait a few minutes for a few folks to join. And then we shall get started. Okay, so we have Evie from Ottawa, we have Francis from London. Awesome. So, all right. So, over the weekend, we had news that the U.S. administration has gone into Venezuela and kidnapped or captured the president of Venezuela. That's Nicolas Maduro. So, there's been this crazy stuff going on where President Trump has been saying that he's been warning the president of Venezuela that, hey, you have to be careful when all that stuff, they'll be bombing their ships and doing all sort of crazy stuff. So according to the U.S. administration, they gave President Maduro a number of off-ramps that, hey, listen, go somewhere else, step down, walk away if you don't want any troubles. And he failed to listen. So it looks like that was on Saturday, the Delta Force of the U.S. went into Caracas, which is the capital city of Venezuela, to kidnap President Maduro and his wife in their home. So this is really crazy, right? This like unprecedented in the modern era, right? That a president of a sovereign nation, another country would just go there and then just kidnap the president just like that. Like, it's just crazy, right? So what is the main situation here? So I'm not here to talk about the politics of it. I don't care about it. It's none of my business. We are here for the money, right? So follow the money. So we are here to follow the money. So I've looked at things that are going to be affected with this whole Venezuela stuff. Some of it are oil. So those in our swing trading service, I was telling you guys that this was a possibility. I sent even a swing trade alert on Friday, and I mentioned that I believe that the US government were going to invade Venezuela very soon. And we saw that happen on the weekend. So we already positioned with oil stocks to be able to capture this move to the upside. So apart from oil, there's also like gold and silver. So, the country of Venezuela has one of the largest oil reserves in the world, right? It's higher than Saudi Arabia. It's bigger than like Russia and all the other countries. So what is happening is that the US now wants to go in there, operate the oil fields with US companies and produce oil. And some of that oil will be sent to the US for a whole lot of things, right? And then some will also be sold. So this is going to take some time, right? Few years from now, right? Like maybe 4 years, 5 years from now. But this is going to create a lot of unintended consequences, right? So from the political aspect, it's going to create a lot of unintended consequences. But in terms of the stock market, we have to look at oil, right? Oil was one of the worst performing assets in 2025. I believe that in 2026, oil will do well. Okay. So the economic calendar for this week is going to be, so this week is going to be like Monday, you have ISM manufacturing, then we have auto sales, then we also have this is not a big deal here. So from Wednesday, Thursday, Friday is going to be the crucial one. So we have ADP employment. So ADP employment is from the private sector. It's not influenced by the government. Okay. So ADP employment is something that we are going to watch. We're also going to watch like the job openings, and then this one, especially this one, initial jobless claims. So the initial jobless claims that we got before the holidays were good, and I've said it here on this channel that every single time there's a holiday, any kind of jobless claims or any number from the government is going to be a good one, right? Any number from the government is going to be pretty much a good number, right? It's going to be like, very good number, benign number, right? For the government, right? So these are the things that we need to watch. So initial jobless claims here last time was 199. So we'll see what they bring in next time here in the coming week here. Okay. And then we have the US employment report, which is going to be reported on Friday, and consumer sentiment, right, as well. So this week is going to be mainly like job numbers, like job numbers. So depending on how those numbers perform, is going to move the market in one direction or the other. So we shall see how that plays out. Okay. So now let's go to the market and see what happened last week. So last week we got this green week, right? So it wasn't a green week, it was a red week last week. And on the first trading day of the week, I saw that there was something like exit liquidity. So the smart money were like selling when people were putting more money into the market on the first day of the market. So we shall see if the market is going to hold strong this week. So if you look at this here, we have this trend line here. This trend line is from the April 7th, Liberation Day, April 7th, connected to this, connected to that. So this trend line has to hold, okay? If this trend line fails, we can get more sell-off to the downside. So we shall see how it works out this week, but I'll be watching this trend line closely to see what happens, because it came all the way here on Friday and then it held, right? So we shall see if buyers are going to step in with the smart money back in the office. We shall see if this is going to hold, right? So here you see that although this is a green bar, this still closed red. So we shall see. So there's something. So it means that there was people selling into people's buying, right? Some people were buying and some people were selling. So we shall see if that's going to hold as we start the full week trading for the year, right? With everybody back in the office. So we shall see how that works out. So I'll go back to my chart here. This is going to be, let me go to this chart here. So this is the S&P 500, similar to SPY. So what I see here is that we are currently at this level, okay? So the risk to the upside is, the distance to the upside is very small, right? So if you look at it from here to here. Let's look at it quickly here. Let's see if I can get this to work. Just one sec here. So if you look at this, so from where this is to like the all-time highs, it's just like 1% or 2%. Like look at that. So this is just 1.5%. right? However, the downside has a lot of downside. Okay. So until we break and close and make new all-time highs, it's still risky. Okay. So right now, what I'm looking at is that, so this trend line here, I'm going to draw it here now. Let me just draw it here with this stuff here. I'll just draw it here. So here, I'm going to draw this here. Look at this. So this trend line is going to be a critical trend line. So this is the Liberation Day low trend line from August 7th. Let me blow this up, make it bigger for you guys. This is the Liberation Day low, right? This is the trend line. Touches here, so it touches it this way. So here you have 1, 2, 3, and then 4. It came and kissed it here. So this trend line must hold, right? If this trend line breaks, anytime this trend line breaks, then you know that the market is in trouble, and we can go as low as we can come all the way down here. So we can come somewhere here. Like for instance, this can go and then come somewhere here. Okay. So the area where I think price is going to come is somewhere here, which is the previous all-time highs, if this breaks. So as long as this trend line has not broken, then we can try to go up. But if this trend line breaks, then we are going to head down and come down here to this area. So that's what I'm going to be watching this month. So the first quarter, what I'm going to be watching is that, is this trend line going to hold? If you come to the SPY, this is the trend line I'm talking about, same one, right? If this trend line holds, then we are going to push up and possibly come somewhere here to the all-time highs. Then once you get to the all-time highs, then we can break and then get like what is called the blow-off top. So perhaps what I see happening is that from January to March, we can get that push, get a blow-off top, get everybody happy, and then we start selling, right? So what I'm also going to be watching is I'm also going to be watching the what is this stuff? The fear and greed index. Okay. So if you check the fear and greed index here, you see that the fear and greed index is still at neutral. So we need this fear and greed index to get to extreme greed. So extreme greed will coincide with new all-time highs, a blow-off top, right? At that point, everybody's going to be happy. Everybody's going to think that, okay, we are done now. We are going to make new highs. Everybody's bullish, that kind of thing. And then we get a sell. That's what I think is going to happen. So what I'm going to be using as a guide is this trend line. If this trend line breaks, then all bets are off, right? That means that we are going to head down lower. So in that case, how far can we go? We are going to come here to this area. And that's going to be this is going to be about how many percent? Let's see. Let's check this out here. So from here to here is going to be 10%, right? So that's going to give us the 10% correction. And then anything below this is going to be, we are going lower. That means that we are going to get into a bear market territory. So the first thing first is that we are going to get a correction sometime this year. By the first quarter or first half of the year, we are going to see that happen, right? So if we get the first rally, like we get a rally to all-time highs and the blow-off top to like 700 or 7,000 on the SPS, then we are going to get that blow-off top. Then from there, we'll come back down, okay? All right. So for this week, what I'm seeing here is that if we don't break below this trend line, then we are going to hold and push up. So far, the futures market, let's see what the futures market is doing. Futures market is showing is green. The ES is green, NQ is green, silver, gold, everything is green, right? So everything is green so far. We shall see even crypto problem child is green. Bitcoin and Ethereum are green, so that's a good thing. That means that more risk is coming into the market. People are taking more risk into the market. So that's a good thing, okay? So for this week, what I'm looking to see is that we need to get the SPY to remount the moving averages, okay? So you have the moving average 20, and then the 9 and the 5. We needed to get to remount it and then at least come and trade somewhere here, right? If we remount this moving averages here, then we can push up and head higher, right? However, if we fail, then we are going to come back down and possibly retest this trend line. So we shall see how things work out this week here. So based on what I see so far, we are going to get a gap up tomorrow, right? So it means that the market is going to be green, and then we'll trade it from there, okay? All right. So I also check the VIX, Volatility Index, VIX. So the VIX is at the complacency area, right? So over here, we can see that the VIX is at what, 14? 14, 15 means that there's a lot of complacency in the market. There's no fear in the market. So we can get surprised by the VIX anytime soon. So we just need to be careful with that now that the VIX is trading here, because anytime from here, we can get volatility spikes. And if it spikes, then that means that the market is going to sell. Okay, so that's what we have to be watching closely. Okay, all right, so the QQQ. So the QQQ hasn't really performed well during the holidays. It didn't do well. So the QQQ as well has this trend line as well. This is the April 7 trend line. So as long as we hold this trend line, there's hope for the QQQ, right? However, if you remove these lines, you are going to see that the QQQ has been putting in a downtrend. This is your high, this is your lower high, lower high, lower high, right? So are we going to form another lower high here this week? Who knows? We shall see, right? But what I'm going to be watching is I'm going to be watching this trend line here, this one. If we hold this trend line, then we can bounce. So the first bounce is going to be a bounce where we remount this 100 SMA. If we do that, then we are going to push up and push higher towards this downsloping trend line, right? So tech must come back, right? If tech gets a comeback and shows some strength, then it's going to lift the entire market up. Okay. All right. So now that we've done I've gone through the QQQ, SPY, and then the VIX. We also have to go through. Let's go through what's happening in the crypto universe, right? Let's check out Bitcoin. Okay. So we'll check out Bitcoin here. Let's see what Bitcoin is doing. And then we are going to review gold and silver. So look at Bitcoin here. So Bitcoin is showing some good strength here. Bitcoin is showing strength. And this might help crypto-related stocks to recover sometime this week, right? So you see here, Bitcoin has respected this bear flag. So on a macro level, we have what is called a bear flag, right? So this is your flagpole, this is your flag, right? On a macro level, it's a bear flag. However, on a micro level, in a smaller scale, we are seeing that we got this bullish consolidation here. So this was like a flagpole, and this was a bull flag, right? So we broke it out of that bull flag and we are pushing up. So do not be surprised to see Bitcoin push all the way to 100,000. So my next target for Bitcoin is for Bitcoin to come all the way here to this $99,000 or $100,000 mark, right? If it can get there, then we can dream bigger, right? So from now to the end of the week, if the market is strong and there's a lot of risk appetite, then you are going to see people buying more crypto and pushing Bitcoin up, right? So we shall see how that plays out. Okay. So here I expect Bitcoin to continue rallying to the upside and get to that $100,000 mark. Let's check out Ethereum. So we have Ethereum here. Ethereum is also looking strong. Ethereum is also looking strong as well. So if Ethereum can continue pushing, we can get that push to at least 3,500, right? So here we have this trend line here, this area here. If Ethereum can push to this area, we are going to get that move to the upside, right? So we see that it's trading above the moving averages. So if it can push up, then we are going to get that move to the upside, at least to the 200 somewhere here, which is going to be at 3,600. Okay. So now that we've gone through crypto, let's go through the precious metals. So let's go through gold. Gold here. So gold, I believe gold is going to make a recovery here. So you have this trend line that I have here. Gold dropped and then it's holding, right? So as long as gold can hold and trade above this 4,400 level, it can push to the next target is going to be here, 4,500. And then above 4,500, it has room to come all the way to this area, to the top of this trend line, right? So that's where I see gold going next. Then the next one is silver, SLV silver. So we are seeing silver here. So silver wants to also wake up as well. I mean, it's it went up, it came down, it's now up here. I believe that we might get that push this week to this area, right? We can get silver to push to this area. So next target for silver is here, $83, right? It's possible that it can come to $83, but before then, it has to come here first, 77, and then it has to come to 79 first, right? So that's the area where I see this going to first before it can hit the all-time highs. So we shall see how that plays out this week. Okay, so now that we've gone through all the key like assets and stuff like that, let's also check crude oil. Like crude oil. What is the futures of crude oil here? Crude oil. Crude oil futures. So right here we see crude oil has been performing badly the entire last year, right? It was selling off. So right now it's at this critical level here where it needs to hold. Okay, so this is a weekly time frame. So oil needs to hold. So here we have what looks like a quadruple bottom, 1, 2, not quite 3 and 4, right? So it's been holding this demand zone. So we need oil to start breaking out, and it can break out anytime soon. So do not be surprised to see oil start breaking out here. With this whole Venezuela situation, we can see oil break out very soon. Okay, so with that in mind, I like a stock like Occidental Petroleum, right? So if oil is to do well, then stocks like ExxonMobil, Occidental are going to do well, right? I like Occidental because Occidental is, has sold off. You look at this, it's trading below the 200. And if you look at the weekly, it's trading below the 200 SMA. So this is at the deep value zone. So if I get this now and it goes to $50, that's going to be a big move to the upside. Okay. So here I like Occidental. Let me put the lines on. Occidental here. And if we can get this to trade above the 200 SMA, this is going to squeeze and push up, right? So for the year, I like Occidental. I like to buy this as a leap option. Buy it, hold it, allow it to play out, right? Occidental, right? So again, I'm not looking to play this like a short-term play or anything. I'm looking to play this as a more medium to long-term play, right? 3 months to 6 months out, and then I'll see it play out, right? So my ultimate target here is to get this to $50. If it can come there, then that's going to be awesome, right? So you also have Also, one thing that I'm going to be watching closely this year is going to be, like in the coming weeks, is going to be the 10-year yield. Okay. So anytime yields are up, okay, anytime yields are up, it causes the market to sell. So I'm going to be watching this close. So if you look at this, you can see that this has formed a head and shoulders pattern. Okay. So this trend line here, this looks like it wants to break out of this. So if you get a breakout of this 10-year yield to 4.3, 4.4, 4.5, or somewhere here to the 200, you know that the market will sell. It's going to put pressure on the market and the stock market is going to sell. So keep an eye on the 10-year yield as we move on, like in the coming weeks and months. This is going to play a key role in the market direction. Okay. All right. So now that we have this, let's look at so with crypto going up and showing some strength, I like to play IBIT long. So IBIT is an ETF for Bitcoin. So if you want to trade Bitcoin, this is an ETF for Bitcoin. So this moves together with Bitcoin. So I like this play. And if Bitcoin shows strength and holds and continues to push and hits that $100,000 mark, I will not be surprised to see this as well breakout. Okay. So over here, we have this wedge pattern here. If we can break above this downsloping trend line, then we can push. This can push to somewhere here, 53 at least, right? Somewhere here, 53 or more. So I like IBIT. If Bitcoin is too strong, I like to play IBIT long. So you can get the call options on this. It could be like $50 calls, $55 calls, and allow it to play out. Okay. So IBIT is something I'm going to be watching. Another one that I'm going to be watching is Coinbase. I like this play, Coinbase. So Coinbase, I will take you guys to the log chart, right? This analysis works best in the log chart. So in the log chart, you are going to see that this stuff. So you look at this. This is 2023. This is April lows, Liberation Day lows, and then this lows. So Coinbase does not have a choice. Coinbase has to bounce, right? So this is the log chart, right? If you do the log chart, this is what you see. So Coinbase has to bounce. And Coinbase is a type of stock where it's a high beta name. High beta name means that it's a volatile stock, right? It's volatile, meaning that it can give you 20 points, 30 points move in one day. So I like Coinbase play as a play for crypto, as long as crypto behaves, right? So from now to the time that Bitcoin does the 100,000 move, you can trade something like Coinbase. So I like Coinbase, like 250 calls expiring end of January, holding it and allowing it to play out, right? So if I can get this to move from here to here, that's going to be a wonderful move, right? 20% move on this is going to be more than enough to make money. So I like Coinbase long, as long as we don't break below this trend line, okay? All right. So the next one that I'm going to be watching is, I also like the chip stocks. So over here we saw, let me go back to the regular chart. So we saw relative strength in MU on Friday, right? So MU was showing very good strength here on Friday. And basically what it did was that it gave this long candle here. So I believe that MU still has room to push up to this area. So I'm going to be looking to possibly short MU here. That is if it can come here. If it can push to this area, can possibly short it here. But if it breaks out, then fine. If it breaks above this, then instead of shorting it, you look to go long, right? So MU, I'm going to see what it does tomorrow. If it can push above this, then I'm going to look to, so from here to here, like this area here is going to be like around 18 points, 5% move. To this area, we are going to like go long until it gets there and shows weakness. Okay, so that's MU. Also, we saw, so MU is a memory chip company. They also do all AI stuff. So we also saw SanDisk also show strength. It's also a chip company. So this one as well ripped as well, and then it's coming here into this triple top. Okay, so it's two things. AI has to blast through here and break out, give us another green candle to the upside, or it can just stall out and just collapse and sell off, right? So it's two things. AI does a triple top and sell off, or it breaks out. So I'm going to be watching this as well in the coming, like tomorrow, right? As early as tomorrow as well. Okay. Okay. Another stock that I'm also watching is SoFi. SoFi is a small cap stock, and I believe SoFi is one of the stocks that I'm watching this year. 2026 is SoFi. I believe SoFi is ready for a breakout. So if you look at this, it held this upsloping trend line. And if SoFi can clear this $28 level, the 50 SMA, then it's going to squeeze and do wonders. It can go to $30, $35, etc. Okay, so I like SoFi for a breakout play. Okay, so SoFi first target is for it to move here to $28 to the 50 SMA. So if we can break above here, then it's going to be gone, and it's going to squeeze. Then we can come here and fill this gap. Okay, so we shall see how that plays out. But I like this setup for a breakout play this week or in the weeks ahead here this month. So SoFi they are in the financial services space. So they give people like loans, student loans, and all that stuff. And some of these student loans are going to become due this year. So that's going to help the revenue of this company go up, and the stock price also go up. Okay. Also, another stock that I'm going to be watching as well is BA. So BA was one of our swing trades in the swing trading service. This one really worked spectacularly well. So this gave us almost 100% return in investment, right? So again, if you want to join our swing trading service, you know what to do. Go to our website. I'll take you there. So if you want to join our swing trading service, you come here to our website, tradingrate.com, click on the courses and sign up for this weekly swing trade alerts. Okay, so I'm going to put the link here in the chat, and then you can sign up for it. So here, this is the swing trading service here. I'm just going to put it here. There you go. All right. So our play of last week, one of the plays for last week was BA. So it took some time to take off because of the low volume market, but eventually it worked out nicely. And then the game plan was to break above this trend line here, and it worked out spectacularly well. So we got the 220 calls, we bought it somewhere here, and then we rolled it up all the way here, and all members closed this trade green, right? So this still has more upside. So we're still holding some runners on this. This still has more upside. So if BA can trade above 227, then we are going to get that move to the upside. That's going to bring us to somewhere here, 232. And then from there, we can go to this area, 238, and then 240 somewhere here. There you have it, 274, right? So we want to see that break to the upside, okay? All right, so BA is under DIA. All right, so another stock that I talked about last week was Dollar General. So this stock is really doing well. And as you can see, it came all the way here. So if Dollar General is able to break above this area, this 140 level, then it can push to 163 or 168, and then it can, go up from there. So I like this setup for a long-term play. This is an investor and traders play. So above 140, this stuff is going to do wonders. This thing can squeeze, right? So DG or Dollar General is a good one to watch in the coming weeks ahead. Okay. So another one that I'm looking at is Roku. Roku, right? So Roku has this, it's been consolidating for some time now. It has this base here, like this thing has been consolidating, right? I think one of these days, Roku is just going to break out and give us a big move to the upside, right? So I'm monitoring this closely and watching it to see when this breakout occurs, right, on Roku, right? So Roku is ready for a big breakout, and it can happen anytime soon, okay? Okay, so another one that I'm going to be watching as well is Palantir. Palantir was very weak on Friday. So over here, we see Palantir pushing up. And I want to see what happens here, right? So it came here, it held this trend line here. If Palantir is able to hold this trend line, then it's going to get a bounce. But if it breaks it, then it's going to head down. So I'm going to be watching to see what Palantir does as in the weeks ahead, in the days ahead, right? Whether I hold this trend line or whether it breaks it. Also, NVIDIA has to show strength because the AI trade relies on NVIDIA, right? So if it's showing weakness, like it's been doing, then the AI trade will be in trouble. So over here, we have seen this go down, remount, and hold this area. So this week, I'm going to look closely to see if NVIDIA is able to push above this 192 level and try to make a push up, right? If it doesn't do that, then it's going to head down, right? So over here, I'm looking at this closely here. If you look at this trend line here, this area, I'm going to see if NVIDIA is able to navigate this trend line and break out and go. So if it can do that, then we are going to push it to, it's going to push 196. Then from 196, it can get to 199 or 200. Okay. Another stock that has been very weak during this past holidays is Tesla. Tesla sold off for like 7 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like 8 days, right? So Tesla has to find a way to hold, right? So it needs to remount the 50 SMA here. So there's a 50 SMA. We must see this remount this 50 SMA this week. So do not be surprised to see Tesla remount this 50 SMA. If it can do so, then it can start making the recovery, right? So Tesla could be one of those trades that it could just make a big move and make a recovery. So we shall see how that pans out, but it needs to trade above this 445 before it can make the next move to the upside. So Tesla has been selling off. Look at this 2 weeks, 2 weeks of sell-off, right? Are we going to get a third week of sell-off? If it does, then it's going to come back down here to this trend line. So it's two things. It either remounts this 50, this red line, or it continues selling and hits this critical support level, right? Because this here is the April lows, Liberation Day low 1 touch, 2 touch, 3, 4, and 5, right? So this can come all the way down here. Okay, so we shall see how that plays out. Okay, we shall see how that plays out. Yeah. So these are some of the key stocks that I have for this week. So let me know if you guys have any questions. If you have any questions for me or anything like that, and also don't forget that we have the challenge coming up. So we have 16 days more to go. So time is running. So this is the zero risk to riches challenge. This is free of charge. So if you have any family member, any friends and family, anybody in your network, anybody that you know that is going to benefit from this, please share this link with them so that they can sign up. It's free of charge. So I'm going to put the link here. It's going to be free of charge. So there's seats are getting booked up. So make sure you share this link with your friends and family so that they can book it. So it's going to be 3 days, right? So first day, we are going to talk about, you are going to master the foundations about the stock market. What's the stock market? What's an ETF? What's the stock? Those kinds of things. How to analyze the stock and ETF within 2 minutes. All those things are going to be covered here. We're also going to cover the DNA of a stock. Then we are going to talk about options, and this is going to be done using a simulated account. Everybody is going to buy their first stock risk-free. You are not using real money. You are using a simulated account. And then you're going to buy your first option risk-free using a simulated account. And then here we are going to talk about technical analysis. And then day 4, we are going to do is a bonus. This one is you can attend or choose not to attend, right? So this is going to be live day trading with me. If you want to day trade with me, you can join me on that day live. So it's going to start on the 20th, January 20th to the 23rd, right? So 3 days. So make sure you share this with your friends and family so that they sign up, because again, this is free of charge, no excuses. The only excuse you have is not showing up, right? If you don't show up, and it's what it is, right? So, and yeah, so let me know if you guys have any questions, guys. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll be so for those in the swing trading service, we've already posted the tickets for this week. Those tickets, I don't share that on YouTube. Those are for only subscribers. So again, if you want to subscribe to the service, you know what to do. It's $47 per month or $470 per year. So if you buy the yearly package, you only pay for 10 months, you get 2 months free. So if you want to make money on a weekly basis from the market, pull money from the market on a weekly basis, this is the service for you. So last week we traded BA. Worked out really nicely, this beautiful move. And we also traded silver short. We shorted silver as well, right? You see this short here? We shorted silver here, right? So we captured the move to the downside, right? So again, this is the kind of service that you get once you sign up for the swing trading service, okay? So again, I'm going to put the link here in the chat. If you want to sign up, you want to do so tonight, because the alerts are going to go out tomorrow morning, okay? The alerts are going to go out tomorrow morning. Also, if you want to trade with me live on a daily basis, 2026 is going to be the year for the sophisticated investor and the experienced trader, right? So if you are not skilled enough and you go into 2026 and you are winging it, it's not going to work out, right? You are going to spin your wheel. So if you want to learn how to day trade and pull money from the market, this is the service for you, right? So here I trade with options and futures traders every single day. We pull money from the market. Like on Friday, it was just absolutely fantastic. We traded AMD long, right? We caught this move to the upside. So here, look at that. This move here. We didn't. So at pre-market, I told members, hey, AMD was consolidating at pre-market. Also, apart from that, AMD as a stock was consolidating. Here is the daily chart, right? This stock had been consolidating for how many days? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I told members that the breakout was coming soon, right? Immediately we break above this thing is going to take off like a rocket ship, right? And boy, oh boy, this thing was like, it was crazy. So here, right at the gates, within the first 2 minutes candle, I told members to take AMD 220 calls right at the gates. Within the first 2 minutes, the 2 minutes candle did not even close. I said, like, this is ready to go. We don't need to wait for anything. within 2 minutes, imagine making 200% in 2 minutes. That's what this trade presented. 200%. And then from there, like from here to the top, this gave us almost 500% on the same day expiry options, right? So this was absolutely incredible. Like within 30 minutes, 20 minutes, we're down trading this, right? We also traded QQQ long as well. QQQ long. So here, this is the same chart from Friday. So price came here to this box. See this green box? This was called a demand zone. So with this demand zone, I told members that if during the pre-market game plan, if price comes into this green box and it holds, we are going to buy call options and we are going to ride it to the upside. So here, options traders were able to capture this 3-point move. Futures traders were also able to trade it using the NQ. And it was a beautiful trade, right? Level to level trade, one and down trade. Okay. So if you want to trade with us every single day, we are done trading usually within the first hour, 9:30 to 10:30 max. We are done. Usually we are done within the first 30 minutes. If you want to trade with us and make money on a daily basis from the market, this is a service for you. This is the Rich Day Trade. So over here, it's only $97 USD per month, and I trade with you 20 days in a month. Every single day, I'm trading with you live, right? And I'm not just trading with you. I'm telling you why you have to enter here, why you have to stop out here, why you have to take profit here, why you have to hold runners. Every single thing is fully guided so that you can become a confident, independent trader, okay? So here, I'm going to put the link here as well. So again, if you want to start the new year on a high note, you know what to do. You go and then sign up right away and join us tomorrow morning. We go live at 8:45 a.m. Eastern. We start with the game plan for the futures traders, and then 9 a.m. Eastern, we go with the game plan for the options traders. So yeah, so let me know if you guys have any questions. I'm going to post this challenge thing here as well again, so that you guys can share it with your friends and families. All right, guys. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if you have any questions here. I'll be happy to respond to your questions. Type your questions in the chat. Do you guys have any questions? Any questions for me? Any comments, anything? No questions. Okay. So it looks like there are no questions. So that sounds good. So, okay. So I'll be trading live with the guys, with the day trading members, and also we'll be trading with the swing trading members as well tomorrow. The tickets for the week has already been posted in the client portal. So those that are subscribers, you know where to go to find the video game plan for the week and the tickets for the week. So yeah, so if there are no questions, we'll chat with you guys in the live day trading room and also in the swing trading service. Have a good night, guys. Happy New Year. Take care. Bye-bye.